Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Goody. Is this? Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Maya for starting us off today. And let me there we go. So welcome to our Cultural Talk Story series. My name is Jose Barzola from the Matsunaga Institute for Peace at the University of Hawaii in Manila. Our Cultural Talk Story today will focus on the Ainu, Irankarapte, with Maya Sekine and Dr. Vince Okada. Thank you for joining us today to sit down at our table to learn about Indigenous communities near and far. We're going to start today's event by introducing Dr. Vince Okada, who is an assistant professor of social work at Hawaii Pacific University. Vince completed his PhD in social welfare in 2013 at the Myron B. Thompson School of Social Work at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Originally from Tokyo, Japan, Vince serves as a council leader of the U.S.-Japan Council and is an editorial advisor of the Journal of Indigenous Social Development. Vince is also the co-founder and vice president of the Lokahi Foundation, which he runs the Change Academy, TCA as it's called for short, every summer for a youth leadership program in Hawaii. Maya actually was part of the first cohort of TCA, so their story goes a little bit back. So welcome, Vince. Thank you for joining us today. You're on.
All right, thank you very much. Let me share the PowerPoint. Okay, mahalo Jose, aloha mai kako, and hello everybody. Thank you very much for attending this session. I see lots of familiar faces. It's amazing. Well, we appreciate the Matsunaga Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution for providing this opportunity. Matsunaga Institute has been really great for me. When I was a doc student at UH Manoa, I was the scholarship recipient and received many support. Even after I finished my PhD, we have done some collaborations with projects and events together. So first, I'd like to say mahalo to Jose for his arrangements and coordination. Before introducing Maya, let me introduce myself first. My name is Vince Okada Koelo. I'm currently an assistant professor of social work at Hawaii Pacific University. I also run a nonprofit organization called Lokahi Foundation, which we run the Change Academy, the summer youth leadership program in Hawaii. We invite high school students from Japan and Hawaii for the program. And like Jose mentioned, Maya was actually the first cohort of the Change Academy. So when I was a doc student, my research focus was on Ainu. My academic background is education policy and community and youth. I was born and raised in Japan, Tokyo, but having moved to the U.S. from Japan as a teenager, I did not pay much attention to what was happening in my home country in general at that time. But people in Hawaii really helped me connect the dots to learn about myself and learn to respect, and also motivate me to learn more about what is going on in my home country as well. So I met Maya because I knew her parents. When I stayed in Hokkaido for my research, I met her mother. And also I met her father at the Honolulu Festival here. And Hokkaido and Hawaii are sister cities now. Then Hokkaido Club Hawaii here is very active in promoting Hokkaido. And also like East West Center, UH Center for Japanese Studies, my old workplace, Kapiolani Community College, and other have been very supportive for Ainu people to be invited to Hawaii. And other people like Hawaii, like Professor Mark Levin of law school, I see him here, Reverend Fujimori of Palolo Honganji, Auntie Puanani Burgess are also involved with Ainu people. Hawaii Nuyakia School of Hawaiian Knowledge, Kumuririkala, Kame Erehiba, Kumchong Osorio, Kumu Keari Gola's group, Kale Papahi, they just went to Hokkaido a few years ago, and also Hawaii Civic Club of Wahiwa. Many organizations and people have been so great supporter for Ainu people. So back to Maya's parents, they are very active in promoting Ainu culture. And I remember her mom was, talking about Maya one time, and she would want to give Maya more choices in life. Well, it was back then, but she would not want to give too much pressure to Maya, as a daughter, that she would have to learn about Ainu or live as Ainu. Then when my colleagues and I started planning for the Change Academy and start recruiting participants back in 2015, I was thinking about Maya. And before the program began in summer, so that was 2016, I remember Maya and I had a conversation, and I told her that, she didn't need to represent Ainu if she was not comfortable when she came to Hawaii to participate in the program. But I just wanted her to come to Hawaii as one of the high school participants from Japan and meet with Hawaiians and local people here. I thought it would be still great for her. I thought she would learn about culture here and see, what she would take from the experience. So I believe she will share her experience about this later. Then also when Jose told me that he wanted to have a session about the Ainu here, I immediately thought of doing this together with Maya. I have done, some presentations and given a talk about Ainu to conference and events and classes, but I'm not Ainu, so I was always thinking if somebody like Maya could talk instead of me. So then actually this is actually her first time to give a talk in English for this long time, but Maya is such an amazing, influential young leader coming from Ainu community. So I am sure she will have many more opportunities like this, and having this experience would open up more opportunities for her. So I thought I would invite her today, and I'm really grateful that many of you are able to join us here today to hear from her directly. So if you have any questions, please write your questions in the chat room. We might not have enough time to answer during the session, but we will make sure to get back to you with answers. So enough from me. So Maya and I discussed how we would like to do today, and we would like you to know and learn about the Ainu. Some of you already might know about Ainu more than I do, but we thought it would be great that you learn some of the Ainu words today. So we have some Ainu language quizzes from time to time, so you can participate. So we give you questions, and I'm gonna put the pop-up question box so you can answer. So it'll be just for fun. So before handing the mic or video to Maya, let's do the first Ainu quiz, Maya. So let me pull out the first question. Here you go. Here you go. Do you see the quiz? So here's the first quiz for you. Some of you may already know these words, but Maya, can you say the first word, please?
Irankarapte. Irankarapte.
Irankarapte. So please guess which is the right answer. Then while you are answering, I'm gonna show you one slide. So I'm just gonna show you some of the pictures that, some of the events and activities that I was involved in the past. So while we are waiting for you to answer. So this is the, back in 2013, Center for Japanese Studies of UH and Hawaii New York Air, they co-sponsored to do a film screening of Haruzo-san. He's one of the Kupuna elders, Ainu elder. Actually, he is the first Ainu person I met. And I was part of the translation process for this movie. So we were able to screen this film in Hawaii back in 2013, and many people came to support for these events. All right, so let's see. How do I go back? I don't see my screen. Hold on. Oh, here. Let's end the poll. Maya, let's see, share the result. Okay, so Maya, what is the answer for this one?
The answer is 3. Hello.
All right, so
Irankarapte means hello. No.
right, so 82% of the people got correct. So Irankarapte means hello. All right, so let's move this one. So, okay. Maya, would you please introduce yourself to everybody here?
In Ainu language at first.
Yes, please.
Aloha. Irankarapte. Sekine Maya Sekine. 시리무카 펫폰tomtan 니프타이 피파우시코탄 코아밤바카크네와 타네 가나가와켄 오탄 캄피누에츠야 오른카라파코로 마카나 크키야크나 피리카나 아이누 이타크 피라사야시카이카 케아이코 시라무스이파크네. So, English. Hello, my name is Maya. I was born in Pipaushi, Nibutani, Pipaushi-kotan, Nibutani, which is located around the Salu River. And now I go to the university in Kanagawa prefectures, and I want to, and I learn about Ainu language and culture with my friends, and we want to spread our culture for the Japan world. So this is what is said in Ainu language. And in Nibutani, my hometown is about 70 to 80% of the population is said to be has Ainu roots. The Ainu culture and values still remain in this area, and it has a very deeply cultures and language, I think. And my family is also want to live as an Ainu, and they are very proud of Ainu's roots. And my family's goal is teach and promote the Ainu's culture, language, and some craft and dancing, so everything. So when I was young, we were raised picking wild vegetables and hunting at deers, sometimes some birds, and catching a fish and eating that. And we can play in the natures. So, and every night we gather together at the dinner and used to be listen to wisdom from elderlies and parents. So Nibutani is where Ainu can learn about Ainu the most in Japan, I think. And we had classes about Ainu culture and language, but that was only for 10 hours per year in elementary school, even Nibutani. So we don't have any opportunities to learn about ourselves, I think so. And that's why I used to take private and language lesson in Nibutani. And my father is very good at Ainu language because he's hard work. And I used to follow my father's meeting with the elders who can speak Ainu language fluently. And I love to listen to oral literature and stories, some tales from elderly. So when I was young, I can understand the Ainu language, but I never said some words in Ainu language because we don't have I don't have a chance to hear the Ainu language conversations. So I couldn't conversations in Ainu language when I was young. But in the high school, I decided to learn about myself. So I started to learn about Ainu culture and language. So because there was a time when I was ashamed of being Ainu and I was hiding that I'm Ainu from the people. So because I don't have a brave. So although meeting other indigenous groups gave me much confidence, and I noticed that me enjoying my life as an Ainu is what my family want to. And that's why I became proud of myself as an Ainu. So now I'm shooting a YouTube channel and we shooting about Ainu cultures and Ainu language and Ainu memories, and I want to post more chance for people to learn about Ainu because Ainu culture and language has a very deep meaning, I think. So I also interview my family and Nibutani's elderly people because I want to promote Ainu cultures and history. So thank you. This is my interviews.
Thank you, Maya. Good job. So let's do a second quiz then. So Maya, what is the next word, please?
Next word is kamui. Kamui.
Okay, so kamui. So what does this word mean? Number one, family. Two, gods or spirits. Number three, school. So while we are waiting, I'll show you another photo. So this is back from 2014. The University of Hawaii Kapiolani Community College hosted WIPSI conference, World Indigenous People Conference on Education. I believe Maya didn't come, yeah, for this one. No, but about 20 Ainu people were able to attend the conference as well. So this was one of the photo from the session. And again, this is the Haruzo-san, one of the Ainu elders. So he gave a presentation, and yeah, it was a good time as well. So let's see. Let's end the poll here. So, oh, I couldn't share the result. Like, oh, here. Let's see here. So Maya, what is the answer for this question?
Two is the answer. So
Okay.
it means God and
Okay.
spirit.
Oh, sorry, I'm sharing the first one. Yeah, just hold on. Here. Sorry, you go.
Yeah. Kamui means God and spirit.
Okay.
Kamui is what's for Ainu humans. Yeah.
Okay, so 64% people correct, right? So that's
Yes.
great. All right. Okay, so Maya, let's see. Can you please describe the Ainu people next?
Yes. Before that, I want to explain about Irankarapte meaning. So I forgot. So Irankarapte means let me touch your heart softly, or could you touch your heart? So this is word I love the most, I think. So, and then, So it is difficult for me to look at Ainu objectively because they are my family. So Ainu is the ethnic group that is mainly based in Hokkaido, where they have been coexisting with nature, such as the animals and plants and seasons and the environment. So when I was young, some adults took me mountains and river and took something like a wild vegetables and fishes. They always said about how to coexisting with nature. So this is my great experience, and we are taught how to live with nature and what is the meaning of our humans' existence in the world. So I think human also have some meanings to live in nature. So we have to do something like a respect for everything. So, and this is one of my favorite Ainu saying. Can you see this? 関東ロは約作のアランケプシネプカイさん。関東ロは約作のアランケプシネプカイさん。The orange one. And it means nothing was sent from heaven without role. So we don't have anything without meaning and without. So this is Ainu's thinking. So even ant, they has a meaning. So we have to respect them. So this is my favorite word. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Maya. So let me share these slides with some information about Ainu. Okay, so Ainu in the Ainu language actually means people and human. And then, like Maya mentioned, Ainu people are surrounded by, natures and environment. And Ainu are traditionally animists, believing that everything in nature has kamui, so you just run the world, the god or spirits inside. So overall, Ainu believe that their worldview is comprised of the two worlds. In the upper world, there's a kamui, god or spirits. In the lower world, there are us, like Ainu or human. So they believe that each entity comes from its own world and returns there after accomplishing its role. Their chief methods of earning a livelihood were hunting, fishing, and trading. And their language and beliefs were very distinguishable from those of the Japanese. Because the Ainu language did not employ any method of writing in the past, so much about the history and origin of these people remain unknown. Here. And also Ainu never formed a nation like, Okinawans, because Ainu never thought human or Ainu could own the nature or should control the nature or land. So with respect for nature and spirits, the cycle of life is maintained as a whole. And there are some pictures when Hokulea came to Japan, Haruzo-san again. And where the Ainu people are nowadays. I only have the kind of old data. The available data back in 2006 shows that about 24,000 people in Hokkaido and 2,700 people in Tokyo greater area, Kanto area. They're describing themselves as being either Ainu or of Ainu ancestry. However, many people or the Ainu Association believes that there are many more, maybe 100,000 Ainu people currently living in Japan, and also some overseas as well. Over 100 years of assimilation and discrimination policies. Some people do not want to identify themselves as the Ainu because some have grown up ignorant or ashamed of their cultural heritage and try to avoid being discriminated or moved away from their homeland. Especially the generation right after the enforcement of assimilation had no other choice if they wanted to survive, but acted like Japanese, speak Japanese, and they did not teach their children Ainu language, culture, and traditions. So it is possible that any Japanese citizens could be Ainu, or just they or their parents wouldn't know about it. Okay, so third quiz. Let me share quiz number 3. Sorry. So Maya, what is the next word, please?
Yoshiki kami. Yoshiki kami.
Okay, so you learn the meaning of kamui, which is God, so spirit. And this word also represents some animal. So what animal do you think it is? Okay, while you are answering, I'm gonna share one more photo. So this is the photos from Honolulu Festival. Unfortunately, this year's one was canceled, but so every year in spring, there's a huge events at the Hawaii Convention Center, and the Ainu people have been invited to the festival in the past. So Maya's father, actually I met Maya's father here. So yeah, if the Honolulu Festival happens in the future again, and if Ainu people invited again, please visit. You know, they show their crafts and the customs traditions here. Okay, so let's stop the poll here. And so Maya, what is the answer, please?
The answer is 3. So it means a bear, but just not a bear, because bear is a very important for Ainu people and Ainu cultures. So there are actually more than 50 words in the Ainu language to represent bears. One of them is Yoshiki kami. So, which means bear walking unsteadily. So when I shot the bear by the arrows, we use a poison. So poisoned arrow on the body. So they are getting like drinking. So so this is the most dangerous bear in the Ainus. So we have to run away, or women and children have to run away, or because this is a most dangerous bears in the bears.
But also well respected, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Hold on, let me stop sharing. And okay, so let's move on now. I would like to share one more slide here. So let's look at the history. Hopefully you're not gonna follow through about talking about history, but this part is pretty much what I, as Japanese, or we learned about Japanese histories in Japan, like in textbook and those. If you have studied, Japanese history, this may be, similar one you learned, different time eras. But when you focus on just Hokkaido, it's quite different from that of Japan. Then we as Japanese don't really learn this in the textbook or at school. Then, here you go. The first historical or documented appearance of Ainu was in the 12th century in the Yuan dynasty of China. And the first known indication of Ainu in a Japanese document was not until the 14th century. So again, was like Maya mentioned, the Ainu didn't have a written method of, passing the history or knowledge. Not much the details still known. So at this point, Ainu never formed the unity as a nation, but the Japanese government back then considered the Ainu to be a foreign group in the history. Okay, so my next question for you. So what are the unique characteristics of the Ainu? What do you like about the Ainu culture?
Yes. So the Ainu believes everything has a spirit and personalities. So even stones and TVs or phones or everything has a spirit and personality. So even this cup has a personalities. So when children hit here, they have to say, I'm sorry, are you okay for this cup? Because this also have a personality. So this is a little bit unique, I think. And we grew up with this thinking. So when I hit the, so this is great education, I think. And also, virus is like the coronavirus pandemic is also has a spirit and personalities. So we have to take care of them and respect them. So this is Ainu thinking. And I really learn from that thinking a lot, Ainu's beliefs. So, and I also like Ainu's oral literatures and music, some dancing, and traditional craft is a part of Ainu's apparel. So we don't have a greeting words. So as mentioned earlier, we don't have a meeting words. So we have to promote our thinking to use dancing and singing. So Ainu's oral literature has many kinds, and I love that. And I really like the traditional designs also. Can you see the traditional designs in here? So this is a clothes. So this is my mother made it. My mother made it, and my mother said, "Here is a all. Oh, so I also love Ainu's traditional design and pattern. So I'm going to share some photos here. These are Nibutani's view. So there are photos. So there are mountains and rivers. The ocean is not too far. So there is very comfortable to live in. So from the past, Ainu has built kotan or village traditionally there. There are many Ainu stories remain. So Nibutani is we can learn from everything in Ainu. And can you see that right down one, this one, on the frozen lake. So we take a dog and walking every morning on the lake. And I love the and this reverse pictures, this reverse photo. When I was elementary school, I went to there and fishing and took a fish and eating fish before dinner. And my parents every day angry about that because I'm not hungry because of the fishing. So thank you. Next, please. And this is, I think, this is my introduce. When I was young, I love Ainu's oral literature, so I'm very enjoying learning Ainu language. And this is Ainu language speech contest. But when I was 10 or 11, I started to ashamed about I'm Ainu, and I didn't like Ainu so much because I don't have any Ainu's friends a lot in the town, so I didn't like Ainu so much when I was young. But I like Ainu's some things like dressing deer meat and picking white vegetables. And my grandma is very great person because she's very good at weaving and very good at picking up wild vegetables, and she knows a lot of wisdom. So she taught me a lot. And can you see our family spent time together to paint the statues. So my grandfather is very famous because I knew some actions. My grandfather want to change a government way, so he's very famous in Nibutani, but he passed away so fast. So maybe 40 years ago. So, but this statue is made by my grandfather. So we always took care of that, and we don't never forget my grandfather. And last one is this lady speaks Ainu language fluently. My father and I spend lots of time with her. She's one of my teachers, but she taught me in Ainu language, but she want me to learn Ainu language, but I'm not good student, I think. So thank you. Next. And this is my family stick pictures. The big one is my grandmother. She's very good at weaving. And this is my uncle. Uncle is Hawaii's Vince's event. That name is and family dinner. So my family, my family loves Ainu cultures and Ainu root. So they look so cool. So I want to be like them. So because of that, I want to learn more about Ainu language. So thanks to my family, and I have pride and enjoy living as an Ainu, and thanks to my family. So, and this is Ainu's traditional craft, like this one. The left one is Ainu's traditional weaving. It is said the most old one in Japan, the most old weaving in Japan, it is said. And this is made by tree's bark, but it's very softly and it looks very good. And this made atsushi bark clothes. This is made by this bark. And also ita tray is a carving, and traditional pattern is sewing. And carving is men's work, and sewing and weaving are women's work. So makiri, the center one is, makiri is like a wedding ring. So when men found a very good women, well, fascinated women, so men gave to women makiri, and next day or few days ago, women have this makiri. It is connect or he can marry, but women doesn't have makiri. It's broken. So makiri means a special meaning. Makiri has a special meaning. So, and this is last slide, I think. So I usually interviews and recording elders to use videos and iPhones. And last year I had a radio channel, Ainu Language radio channel, and I'm a personality in that with my father. He's my father. and I'm shooting a YouTube, I'm filming YouTube channel videos and teaching Ainu language at my university. So I was glad to have the opportunity to speak Ainu. So I also has my voice was used for local bus announcement in Ainu language. So some friends said, I can hear your voice every day. So I'm very glad to hear that. So I'm glad to do that. And now I go to the university and join the Ainu Language Club, and I continue learning. I continue learning Ainu language and cultures with my friend. And this Ainu language class, teaching Ainu language at my university, is use Maori's Maori's teatarangi. Teatarangi is a way to how to teach a language. So this is like an immersion education. So I use teatarangi and I teaching Ainu language in my university's class. So I feel like I'm meeting the expectation of the people in my hometown. And I feel so, and I also like to leave legacies of my people and cultures. So I started the interview. So this is my task or job because I like my family's smile, and I like to hear the thank you from my family and friends. So this is why I want to live as an Ainu, I think. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Maya. So
Thank
let's do the another Ainu word quiz here. Okay, so what is the next word, please?
Pirika, pirika.
Okay, so what does this word mean? 1, rice. 2, dream. 3, wonderful, good. Okay, so I'll show you one more photo from the past events I was involved. I think Eric Chan just shared his introduction, but so this was back in 2013, I believe. So East West Center and the Hokkaido University, the Center for Ainu and Indigenous Research Center, co-hosted the art exhibit. It was like a few months, and East West Center folks, they were able to invite lots of Ainu musicians, artists, and lots of people from Hokkaido. So we had lots of events, and many people were able to come. And yeah, this was a really great event. So I think Eric shared the some link to the this flyer and some of the photos as well. Okay, so let's end the poll here. Oh, it's kind of divided, yeah. Maya, what is the answer for this one?
The answer is 3. So pirika means wonderful, good, beautiful, cute. So good things. Very useful word.
So I didn't share, yeah. So so number 3 was the answer, but it was kind of divided between 2 and 3. Okay, let's move on. So Maya, you have been to Hawaii several times already. You also have been to other, foreign countries to meet with indigenous people in the world. What were your experiences like meeting other indigenous people, and what did you learn from them or from the experience?
So my first interaction with people in Hawaii was when I was high school. So I participated in the Change Academy in 2016. The Change Academy was hosted by the Okahi Foundation, which is Vince's nonprofit organization. So when I was 15, I think. So I started there for 2 weeks as an Ainu along with other Japanese high school participants. And there were also other high school participants from Hawaii. I experienced many things during this trip, like making commercials for some activities and go to a lot. So we can have a great experience. And here is one of the memorable moments when I come to Hawaii for the first time. The Change Academy program took us to Camp Arman in the North Shore of Oahu. So Kakanirokos Kupunas taught us Hawaiian culture there. And at first, I'm very nervous, and I never want to share Ainu dance and sing there, but some uncles said, so one of the uncle used to be stayed in Aomori, northern part of Japan. So not Hokkaido, but northern part of Japan. And he told me that Ainu people treated him very well. So when he was there, so I want to share the dancing and dance together and having a very good time together. So after that, the uncle come to in front of me and said, when you return to Hokkaido, tell your elders and families in your community that you are able to teach your culture and tradition with pride. Thank you. So, and he cried. So that is I never forget that because of that, I can proud of Ainu's root and I want to live as an Ainu. He made my feelings change. And until then, I didn't have much confidence to live in Japan as an Ainu. But that became the opportunity and motivation for me to learn my own cultures more. And it became my duty to pass on the knowledge and tradition. And another memories is in the Hawaiian immersion school. So in there, children speaks Hawaiian language and they talked opinions and feelings in Hawaiian language. It is very surprising because Ainu's children cannot speak Ainu language because of the education, I think. So I really wish that would happen in the Ainu community someday soon. So my dream is make a Ainu language school and kindergarten in Hokkaido. So since then, the experience has pushed me to learn more of Ainu-related policies and meaning of living as an Ainu through continuous interaction with people in Hawaii. So other than Hawaii, I was lucky enough to visit Maori in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and Sami in Northern Europe, Finland and Norway. I learned a lot from them as well, like a teatarangi. So thank you for other indigenous people.
Thank you, Maya. Oh, I guess we are running out of time. Yeah. So let's do next quiz. So Maya, what is the next word, please?
Shisan.
So shisan, what does shisan means? So I'm gonna make it quick for this one. So this is, as Maya mentioned, these are some more photos from the Change Academy. The one top right pictures, that was the time Maya was sharing the Ainu dance with everybody. Okay, it's kind of divided again. All right, so let's stop the poll here. Maya, what is the answer for this one?
The answer is one, neighbor. Neighbor is answer.
So shisamu means neighbor. So actually, when I learned this term, when I started learning about Ainu, I started thinking about how I can be a good neighbor. I live in Hawaii, so I'm also an outsider here. So how I would like to give much respect, and in Japan as well, how I can be a good neighbor to each other. So I believe this type of concept can be really useful for these recent racism matters in the US as well. Okay, thank you, Maya. Let's move to the next question. Maya, what are the challenges for the Ainu people now?
So I think right now we don't have opportunities for Ainu to learn our cultures. So I think we need more opportunities and places to learn about ourselves and express ourselves. It is important, I think. And also how we can sustain our traditions in modern life is difficult, I think, because we have to make a new words and new craft, new things, but it is how to sustain is important, I think. And also, and the most important things is many Japanese people don't know much about Ainu. Even my friends, when I said for friends, I'm Ainu, sometimes my friends said, what is Ainu? Where are you living? And are you still hunting or something? So many Japanese don't know much about Ainu, I think. So I want to live as an Ainu. So I want to Japanese people more know about Ainu, much know about Ainu. Yes.
That's something we should work on. Yeah, continue working on this. Okay, next question. What kind of future are you looking for the Ainu people? Or for you personally, what are your thoughts for your future?
So I want Japan to become a better nation in terms of accepting the diversity of people. So Japan has many cultures, not only Ainu, but also any Okinawa or something. So we have to respect each other, and we have to know about other people and other cultures. And Japan becomes a society where everyone can be proud of their root and characters and learn from one another is my dreams. And I believe Ainu culture and spirit thinking and language can teach a lot for people. So, and this is enough. And many people want to live as an Ainu, including my family as an Ainu. So we have been able to share our knowledge and lessons with the world. I also need to continue learning more, and I will do my best to promote our existence and cultures and help others understand and accept us. So, but my final dream is build a kindergarten and school in Ainu language.
That's awesome. That's something you saw in Hawaii too, yeah?
Thank you.
Okay, so this is the final quiz for today. Wait, I'm gonna pause this. So Maya, what is the last word for the day, please?
Iairaikere.
So what does this word mean? Number 1, thank you. 2, I'm hungry. Number 3, what time is it? I'll share one last slide. So this is, I used to work for Kapiolani Community College as an international program coordinator for 5 years. And so that time, the foundation for the Ainu culture, they wanted to bring Ainu youth group to Hawaii. So I was the coordinator, and Maya also came back to Hawaii with this program. So there were some photos from here. Okay, so I guess everybody knows the answer here. But Maya, what is the answer for this word?
Thank you. Thank you. It means thank you. So 1 is the answer.
Great. So iairaikere means thank you. I think this is the last slide. So Maya, if you can share what about this, yes, please.
Upopoi is a Ainu museum park, and so will open in July
12th, I believe.
Yeah. So I took a part of writing commentary notes. This museum is special because Ainu people took more initiatives. So that was why I was also invited to help develop the space. So this is great step as Ainu participate in this project, I think. Upopoi. So please come visit, and also please come to Nibutani. So I will give you a tour. So, and I can share something. So that's all we have today. So yeah, I like it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much. This is all we have today. Please make sure to visit Hokkaido next time when you go to Japan. And also please do us a favor. Actually, please talk to 5 friends of yours about what you learned today. It sounds like some kind of business, but I think spreading the information about Ainu is very important now. And so if you can, that'll be great. So again, if you have any questions, please leave the comments, questions in the chat box. We'll make sure to get back to you with the answers. So thank you very much for all of your attention and participation today. And Jose and Matsunaga Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, thank you very much for this great opportunity and provide us awesome series of the cultural talks. And we're also looking forward to learning more about other indigenous groups in the world as well. So yeah, like everybody. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you again so much for joining us today. Let me just swap screens here. I'm able to.
Oh, I can. You go.
Oh, there we go. You got it? Okay. Well, thank you so much. I just wanted to thank you from, just this would not have been able to be done without you both. I'm going to try my best, and I apologize if I mess it up, Maya, but I want to say yay raikere, Maya, for sharing your story today, for us all to learn more about the Ainu community. I appreciate your openness to educate yourself and others about the beauty of your heritage. Your experience is actually one that really resonates with my own development, understanding, acceptance of my own background, especially in this world of communities transitioning to new lands through immigration, refugees, and everything else that comes along with it. And the acculturation that really takes place with that. I really appreciated the opportunity to connect with your community, that even though we may be far from each other physically, and even now more in such a digital manner, I feel so much closer to you after today. So yay, reikere, Maya, again. Also a warm arigato gozaimasu to Vince for facilitating today's dialogue. Thank you for continuing to be a bridge builders, communities near and far. Last but not least, mahalo to you all for joining today's webinar. We deeply appreciate your interest and support in sitting down at our table to learn about Indigenous communities near and far through our cultural talk story series.